When people witness the promotion of strange scientific beliefs, they often think that the promoters must be unintelligent or mentally unwell. This type of reaction is comforting because it makes us feel like belief in unreasonable things will go away once those people stop being so foolish. Unfortunately, regular people promote pseudoscience all the time. So how do intelligent, sane people end up promoting pseudoscience? And what is pseudoscience exactly? I am Dr. Craig Foster. I have spent years studying why people promote pseudoscience. I began this journey as a social psychology professor at the United States Air Force Academy. I am now involved with critical thinking as an administrator for a public school district. So first, what is pseudoscience? Most people understand that pseudoscience means something like fake science. That's easy enough, but we can make it a little more precise. People promote pseudoscience because certain arguments can feel legitimate, even though those arguments don't hold up under deeper examination. In that spirit, we can define pseudoscience as the promotion of an unreliable scientific claim using an argument or set of arguments that are psychologically convincing but are easily discredited by experts. There are two main reasons we really struggle to understand how regular people end up promoting pseudoscientific claims. First, promoting pseudoscience is always something other people do. People cannot really believe a claim and believe the claim is pseudoscientific at the same time. We would be a lot more sympathetic if we could recognize when we are the ones promoting pseudoscience. Second, when we witness people promoting pseudoscience, we are usually unaware of the process that occurred over time that led them to the pseudoscientific belief. When we take time to consider that process, it is easier to understand how normal people can end up believing odd things. To illustrate, I could pick almost any pseudoscientific claim, but I will use flat Earth. Most people believe the Earth is a globe, so calling flat Earth pseudoscience is unlikely to offend anybody watching this video. To expedite this discussion, I will refer to flatters, people who believe the habitable surface of Earth is flat, and globers, people who believe Earth is a globe. One challenge in getting people to go from glober to flatter is that most people were raised as globers, so they already have globe-friendly beliefs. However, flatters do have advantages. For example, globers can be overconfident about how obvious it is to prove that Earth is a globe. Globers typically haven't been high enough to see Earth's curve, and they typically haven't been to Antarctica. So let's start with the endpoint. Imagine that you read an article about a local group that seriously believes that Earth is flat. You might think that these flatters must be unintelligent or mentally unwell. But the transformation from glober to flatter becomes more understandable if we consider how it took shape over time. Let's think about this in terms of a series of tipping points. The first tipping point in going from glober to flatter often begins with watching an online video. Flat Earth promotions are just sitting in the digital world, just waiting for some curious glober to stumble across them. Who knows why? Maybe a person read about flat Earth and conducted an online search. Maybe YouTube recommended the video based on viewing history. Either way works. That online video might be more powerful than you would expect. Flat Earthers know how to market their beliefs just like globers do. For example, a prominent Flat Earth promoting video has excellent production quality. The video doesn't start with some strange person ranting about flat Earth. Instead, a friendly narrator speaks calmly and sincerely in a folksy tone about just having some questions about whether Earth is really a globe. So here you can imagine another tipping point. After this introduction, a glober could turn off the video or continue watching. Turning off the video insulates the person against flat Earth beliefs. The next time the person sees a flat Earth promotion, that person might think, been there, done that, and skip it. However, a person might also continue watching. Of course, there's nothing wrong with watching the video. Flat Earthers will say that if Earth is really a globe, globers should be able to handle a flat Earth video. I completely agree with Flat Earthers on this point. The problem is that flatters typically use pseudoscientific tricks to get people to believe in flat Earth. Globers are often unprepared for these tricks. To that point, the video might progress through several flat Earth arguments. The video might refer to NASA photoshopping images of Earth. The video might show space-related footage with odd visual effects that are used to encourage viewers that the videos are fake. The video might ask why people can see the Chicago skyline when, according to the curvature of the Earth, that skyline should be hidden. The video might ask why Earth does not rotate under objects that have been elevated from the surface. The video might suggest that Earth as we know it is actually a disk, so circumnavigation is easily explained as traveling in a circle. The video might point out that the Hebrew Bible indicates repeatedly that Earth is flat. The video might also suggest that there is a massive conspiracy that hides the true nature of flat Earth. and the video might end suggesting, innocently enough, that the viewer should continue doing their own research. Of course, people will respond to the video based on their past experiences. Physicists and people who work in the space industry are particularly likely to reject the Flat Earth video. But most people don't have this kind of background. We also need to recognize that some people have personal histories that cause them, understandably, to have lower levels of trust in government, science, and conventional education than others. And this can be enough for a reasonable, normal person to continue thinking that maybe there is something to this Flat Earth thing, and they continue doing their research. This takes them to another tipping point. There are sensible scientific answers for all of these Flat Earth arguments. If that additional research provides those answers, the process of turning from glober to flatter will likely end. However, if that research involves hearing more arguments in favor of flat Earth, the journey from glober to flatter might continue. At some point, flat curious people might encounter another tipping point, making connection with a member or members of the flat Earth community. This can add another layer to the process of converting globers to flatters. In my experience, flat earthers are nice people and welcoming to any discussion about the shape of Earth. An introduction to that community dramatically increases the number of arguments that individuals hear in favor of flat Earth. It also makes flat Earth arguments feel less extreme because the person now sees real people, normal people, supporting flat Earth. Eventually, people who have normal levels of intelligence and sanity can become emotionally invested in a set of flat Earth beliefs that are difficult to undo. Common pro-globe arguments are quickly refuted with a counter-argument. The lack of scientific support for flat Earth is explained away by a conspiracy that can't be substantiated because of the conspiracy. And of course, once a person embraces flat Earth and admits it publicly, it is really, really difficult for them to admit to friends and loved ones that it was all a big mistake. This, through a process called motivated reasoning, makes those flat Earth arguments feel really, really real, even while outsiders think that only unintelligent or insane people could ever believe something that is so obviously crazy. Flat Earthers really aren't as different as you might think. Consider, for example, how many other groups of people point to conspiracies, religious passages, or science's past mistakes to justify their own belief systems. These are creative ways of justifying unreliable claims, and they're really quite common. Accepting that normal people can be duped into promoting pseudoscience in this way has important implications. First, don't expect that you can snap people out of believing in pseudoscience with just a few zingers. You also won't convince them by insulting them. The best thing you can do is calmly explain your reservations and try to maintain credibility and likability. It is difficult for anybody to let go of deeply held beliefs. Second, all people are susceptible to believing in pseudoscience. Not foolish people, not insane people. All people. We must accept that to safeguard society against this ongoing human vulnerability. We must educate people about the cognitive reasoning failures that lead people to developing beliefs that have no real reliability. Finally, we need to teach people that it is okay to be mistaken. Do we really think we're going to go our whole lives without ever getting it wrong? It happens. Everybody gets fooled sometimes. If it happens to you, pick yourself up, update your beliefs, and move on with your life. Thanks for watching my video.